Also, we've talked about this a couple of times, but the FBI, you remember this story from a few weeks ago? They seized all safety deposit boxes in a vault in Los Angeles. Remember that? Mm-hmm. $85 million was taken. $85 million.
From Americans to the government.
Yes. And it looks like it still hasn't been returned and may never be returned.
Oh.
Hundreds of people storing valuables in that safety deposit box may never see their cash or precious metals or heirlooms again unless a federal judge intervenes this week. Several are suing the government for seizing the contents of about 800 deposit boxes as part of a March raid of the storage provider, U.S. Private Vaults, which was indicted for conspiracy to sell drugs and launder money. So a few of them were apparently under indictment. All the rest of them, though, were just confiscated. 800 boxes? And you're fine just taking all of them? Huh. I wonder if maybe you should, I don't know, maybe be a little pickier than that. And unless you suspect somebody of wrongdoing, maybe you don't take their stuff. The Institute for Justice is seeking class action status for a May lawsuit by several owners alleging shocking, unconscionable, and unconstitutional behavior by the government. It's a good way to put it. It doesn't go far enough, though. Institute for Justice attorney Robert Frommer accused the feds of an $85 million cash grab from people who are not accused of wrongdoing. Right, again, no charges have been filed against any of these people. None. The civil asset forfeiture notices do not identify any legal basis, namely the specific offense to justify each forfeiture. Yeah, because they don't have to. With civil asset forfeiture, they don't have to. So they don't. And a lot of times, nobody even gets charged. Ever.
It is the antithesis of America.
It is.
And the FBI actively attempting to retain all of these valuables is evil.
And after 3 months now, they've done nothing. They've made no effort to get innocent people's money and belongings back to them at all. It's just theft. That's just straight out theft. While this case is similar to many of our other forfeiture actions, it is also bigger because the government is trying to forfeit hundreds of safe deposit boxes all at one go, according to IJ attorney Rob Johnson. It's also unusual for the government to keep fighting tooth and nail after innocent people contest the forfeitures, he wrote in an email. The feds appear intent to make all these box holders prove their own innocence to get their property back with no evidence of a crime. How awful is that?
Listen to this.
That's not how it works.
This one guy got a $57,000 settlement, if I'm reading this correctly, from an auto accident. And he kept that cash in a private vault there because he didn't trust the banks.
Jeez, he didn't trust the banks.
How about your government? You trust them? I mean, you would have thought, oh, look, here's a place that's off limits.
Nope.
Guess not. Welcome to New America.
Really bad. The FBI appears to have exceeded the search warrant approved by the court, which prohibited snooping on the box contents except to identify their owners in order to notify them about claiming their property. Video screenshots submitted in a different lawsuit show agents going through a box, tearing open packages and envelopes, including coins, after clearly viewing the elderly owner's name, contact information, driver's license on the outside of the box. Had all the information for the person right on the outside of the box. That is despicable.
Gosh, man. Here's a picture I'm looking at of a couple.
Wow.
Holding up a picture of their family heirlooms that were in this
vault.
I mean, this is madness, man.
I mean, this is... I don't even know of a similar instance in the Soviet Union. I don't know that the Soviet Union did this kind of stuff. to their people.
Well, I mean,
They may have.
The plus side for living under a communist country is that you probably don't have enough valuables to warrant owning renting out a safety deposit
True.
box.
Unless you're part of the ruling class. If you're in the Communist Party, then you might have some valuables, but they're not going to take them from you. So at least you got that going for you if you're a communist. If you're a loyal communist,
right,
they're probably not going to break in and take all your stuff. So I don't know that there's any equivalent for any government, any time in the last 1,000 years that would do something like this.
I mean, these are the kind of stories. Not that he didn't use this, but this is the kind of stories that if Vladimir Putin is speaking about America in front of the world press, that he would say, well, in your own country,
right, you
have private goods and taken from, I mean, just
from citizens.
I can't believe this is a thing.
I know. All of these things were included in a declaration that said items appear to be missing, and the owner's attorneys told the Los Angeles Times last week the FBI inventory left out $75,000 in coins.
Oh, no.
I mean, is that a crappy agent just holding out and taking some for themselves? Who knows? Maybe. I mean, it's going to be really hard to figure out who belongs to what once you've mixed all of this stuff together. And I'm sure they didn't take any care. They were ripping things apart and tearing open envelopes and disregarding information. So this is going to be tough to figure out in the end. The firm has added new clients in the amended complaint, a couple storing $2,000 in cash and $20,000 in silver as a nest egg for retirement. Wow. A nest egg for retirement of $22,000. $22,000. And it was taken from them. And a telecommunications executive with $100,000 in gold, $63,000 in cash, intended as a rainy day fund. Gone. Taken. FBI has it now. Thank you. While the feds argue that USPV, the vault people, intentionally sought to lure criminal activity by marketing the anonymity of its service, IJ's suit emphasizes the company's financial security and privacy benefits over banks. For example, owners were given the only keys to their boxes. The FBI offered to return property to some original clients after they sued, but it has yet to return any of it.
Unreal. I don't care if the company's dirty. I don't care if 99% of the clientele are dirty. There are
innocent people
here that are being ignored by their government. You want to know why people get so angry at the government? It's stories like this.
Yeah.
This is...
And then you sound like the kook because you're anti-government.
Sure.
Oh, really? But the government's fine, right? After they took $85 million from Americans?
Grotesque.
I tell you, we don't talk enough about this. And I mean, there has to be more light shed on civil asset forfeiture because it is probably the most un-American thing that's happening to us right now. That you can't keep your own property, that the government can come and just take it. These people weren't even traveling. Usually you have to be traveling for them to do that.
And that's equally
unconstitutional.
Despicable.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, wait a minute. I can't travel with a lot of cash anymore if I want to? So that's illegal?
So the moral of the story, you can't travel with cash,
right,
but you can't store it away either.
No.
So either way, you're pretty much screwed in America.
Yeah. You can't have cash. Sorry. They're going to come and they're going to take it from you. I mean, is this, which is the more egregious governmental crime? Civil asset forfeiture or shutting down our First Amendment rights on Twitter and Facebook?
Can we have both, please?
Yes, they're both very bad and completely un-American. And yet we're having to put up with it every single day, and it's getting worse, not better. We keep trying to talk about it, and it keeps getting worse.